What's going on, Cowboy Nation? I'ma take y'all into a little glimpse of what I used to do before I became the angry Cowboys fan.
It never is easy, sleeping pretty at the top. These haters act crazy, but it's never gonna stop. You used to get envy, they all wanting what you got. I know it's tempting, cause you're plotting for my spot.
How about them Cowboys? The silver and blue, we do what it do. We taking the crown, boys. If there was a time to get the shit done, the time it is now, boys. DF to the dub, it's showing you scrubs. It's on that pop, we never been stopping, so player what's up. You had enough, that raw and uncut. We speaking the truth. Whether the field or the booth, we calling on all of our troops. Now they be lacing their boots. What you gonna do? It's time for war. Sub-Zero got the ice to the core. All of my toes on the floor. When we all go into battle, the general leader, my soldier that be number 4. Light up the score, board. Pedal down to the floor, board. Teams will be waving the white flag. You can tell all these haters don't want any more. ACF. Got my family with me, yeah, we gonna ride till we die. Look in my eyes, got the silver and blue with the star, and I rep till I die. We got a lion, he's ready to eat. Thinking we stop at the word on the streets, that we are the beast, ready to compete with anyone step into AT&T. I'll be bringing the heat like the Wayne Wade. Y'all gonna step on the field and then catch a fade. Before you come up in here, boy, you better pray. Cause I'm sorry, today ain't today. Y'all got some players, but we got a tank. Top of the mountain, that's where we gon' rank. We gonna ride till we die, and the haters can take what I say all the way to the bank. Haters will say what they say, but it's nothing because we all know that the haters are frontin'. Secondary got the quarterbacks bluffing. Pick 6 with the cornerbacks rushing. We are America's team for a reason. DC for life till the day I stop breathing. Top of the mountain, that's what we achieve and believing in our team. Anything else is treason. I pleaded the silver and blue with you fools. It's on with the rep of the whistle. Call me Rolling Stone if you wanna come get it, cause I got your ish.
It never is easy, sleeping pretty at the top. These haters act crazy, but it's never gonna stop. You used to get envy, they all wanting what you got. I know that it's tempting, cause you're plotting for my spot.
We gotta give facts over feeling. Angry Cowboys fan and sports junkie straight chillin'. If you want that raw and uncut with them Cowboys facts, put your comment in the chat, cause you know we'll talk back. Leave the hating at the door and just chill with the vibe. And if you with it, hit the like button and subscribe. If facts over feeling, this is how it's designed. So buckle up everybody and enjoy the ride.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? What's going on this beautiful Thursday afternoon? Well, it's afternoon where I'm at. I don't know what it is where you at, but y'all see it. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys fans, sports junkie, and we got royalty in the building. Royalty, man. I'm sorry, but even before I started my Angry Cowboys fan YouTube channel, there was some channels that were recommended to me, and I'm pretty sure Sports Junkie as well. And Boss Cowboys was one of those channels. What's going on, Boss?
Man, what's on, big brother, man? And the feeling is absolutely mutual, bro. Like, boy, like say, man, that was Angry Cowboys fan on that intro, bro. Like, that machine gun flow is dog.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I just grew up listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony and everything. And
man, I see.
I see. Adapted. So, what's going on, Sports Junkie, man? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling real good, man. I'm feeling real good. Just blessed, man. Ready to talk some Cowboys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But also, I know we feeling good and everything, but the most important thing is how is Cowboys Nation feeling? So we got to go to this. We got to go up to the chats and see who's rocking. Am Sports in the building. And what's going on with you? Daxon, Filthy, Cry Eagles Cry. That's what we talking about. Big Time Show is in the house. And I apologize again, ladies and gentlemen. My voice is going for some reason. I think it was yelling at the TV over the game. But DC for Life, Texas, what's going on with you? C in the building. Chris in the building. All right, let's see. Am I missing anybody? Yeah, Marcus, what's going on with you? William, what's going on with you? Yeah, we just want to go through. Y'all know how I do at the first of these lives. LT in the building. Hey, Talk Your Talk Media in the house. Yo, this is the first. Angie in the building. What's going on, Angie?
What's going on? But LB in the building. All right, all right. Lonnie. Hey, some people I'm seeing for the first time. Ty, what's going on with you?
Hey, boys, I already
Clemente in
broke
the
off a super
house.
chat, Angry.
Oh, we got a super chat already.
Yeah, my boy M say, question for the panel. Crossing routes have been given our secondary problems for some time. How can we put a stop to it?
Crossing routes. Well, shoot. Crossing routes, I mean, you just gotta like I don't know if man is helping the crossing routes as far as I think zone, but that's just something that the Cowboys really struggle with zone defense. So it's hard. It's really about the middle of the field. For me, it's about the middle of the field, especially like if you don't have somebody like an Eric Kendricks, that Mike linebacker, because he was out last game. If you ain't got somebody like that to be able to drop back into coverage and to just put a body in the middle of the field so nobody can, so the quarterback will think twice to throw there. Other than that, like, God, that's been killing us. What y'all think?
I think for the majority we need to go man, because I think the defense is still learning Mike Zimmer's scheme. Because a lot of them crossing routes is being wide open. That's scheme, like the Lions. The Lions was running wide open. The DBs wasn't getting beat. They was getting out scheme. I could have threw some of the balls to some of them receivers, man. You know what I'm saying? So until we learn the defense, like till we get it all the way down pat, I think they probably need to go like maybe like 60-40 man. That way, this your man, you cover him. You know what I'm saying? That way, the crossing routes, it don't really affect us unless you get beat. Because if you look at that play that went deep, Trayvon Diggs was on the sideline complaining. So I think that was like a miscommunication and assignment. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I feel about that, though.
Yeah, man, my boy Landlord in the house too.
Shout out Landlord. Shout out Landlord.
Hey,
OG.
Landlord from Alabama.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, bro. Yeah, I see that too, man. Is running some man, and I think that's to go be the benefit of Bland. So my boy Henny brought out and did a great job and he does a great job. I think he analytics king of showing, especially early in the season, that we was hardly ever playing man coverage. So I know from playing corner that it's usually easy, especially if you got corners that can run, that can actually run with guys. And then another thing that you do is you make sure that corners are not playing on the same level. Because then when they start those crossing routes, that's how people bump into each other. So, like a lot of times, especially if they're like in a bunch formation, you usually have one of the corners playing up man, the other corner be playing off, so that he still gonna be able to kind of beat up that corner in man coverage. And as the routes develop and y'all on different levels, you can kind of run with them. But that's also, in my opinion, about the talent of the corners. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that we've been having a backup, right, for some time now, and we just now starting to get Bland, that's a good question because that makes me think, was Zimmer kind of handicapped? Because you have playing with kind of like Carson and you kind of playing with, I forgot 27 name. Y'all know him better than me.
The booth.
Yeah. I like him, but when it come down, and my boy Tuck in the building, he say communication, which is absolutely true, because if you playing zone, to your point, Angry, and the only way to really kind of let the linebackers know, especially if it's a quick drag, is you got to tell them so that they can be looking for it. You got to holler it out. And then also that depends on where you are. So if you in a location that's loud, they got to be looking for it. So that's a good question. It more so says, was Zim kind of handicapped by the talent? That would be my answer.
Right. It's a couple super chats in there, but I want to ask you a question, boss.
Yo,
do you think that is they haven't really took into Zimmer's defense all the way? Do you think that's a part of it? Do you know what I mean?
think that is part of it. Yeah, I definitely think that's part of it overall, because he does a lot of movement, right? So when you're doing all that movement, you got to get the feel of how to be out of place, but then keep the integrity of the defense. You know what I mean? It does take a while to get that feel. For me, kind of playing in defenses, I played in static defenses and moving defenses, you know what I mean? And when you moving all around, sometimes they go hike that ball and you'll be in a position that you wasn't used to playing in. You feel me? So let's say I'm just throw this out here like I'm playing corner. So if you kind of showing the skies as you want to give them a cover two look, and then you want to or you can be playing a cover 2, but you press man and you doing all this movement, walking up, walking back, walking up. They'll hike the ball and you might be 2 yards off of them, but you want to end up 5 yards off of them.
Yeah.
So if you haven't been practicing that, you would have to get used to, oh, they caught me at 2. How do I make this still work? You know what I mean? So
Right.
it does. It's a good question because it does take time to get that space filled in your defense. Because if you're in the wrong space, that opens up opportunities for the offense.
All right. Hey, Angry, you got a couple super chats in there.
All right, we got super chats. We're gonna go ahead and get into the super chats, but let me just
Samuel Jackson.
Samuel Jackson.
I didn't even see it.
All right, I see you. Nah, but for real though, yeah, a lot of people say that I look like Samuel L. Jackson in my older days. But we got the super chat from Chris 214 says, what's the defense terminology that starts out in zone, but it turns into man once a player enters your zone?
That happens a lot almost in all of them, to be honest. So, like, for instance, let's say if it's cover 3, right? So take this pitch, it's cover 3. And on one side, just imagine it's being a line of scrimmage, it's 3 receivers, right? And on the other side is 1 receiver. So cover 3 is where everybody's playing a third. Mm-hmm. If you're looking at it like this, what does this person that's playing this third going against? He going against 1 person. So what is it really? Man. You see what I'm saying? Same thing happens in cover 4, right? So cover 4 is where they supposed to like play quarters, but it's the same thing. Depending on how the route develops, it could end up being man. You know what I'm saying? So that happens in almost all zone coverages, almost all. The only time it's really kind of hard, where it's going to be pretty much set, it's going to be likely hard cover 2. But if you play even a soft cover 2, that can turn into man depending on the route concept. Because when we used to play a soft cover 2, if they went 2 verticals, that means, let's say if we're looking at it like what they call a 2x2. This is a horrible illustration, but imagine 2 receivers on this side, 2 receivers on this side. Mm-hmm. If these guys start going vertical and you in a soft cover 2, when that becomes your man. You know what I'm saying? So it just, that's a, you know, like, but that also goes to intelligence of everybody that's out there, because you got to be able to kind of see the route concept as it's developing and still play it right and be able to make plays at the same time.
But you know what I noticed about Dallas, man? Sometimes, the way I see it, I could be wrong, but sometimes Dallas look like they started man, and the disorganization, dysfunction, they end up in the zone. That wasn't a zone call, that was a man call. But y'all so unorganized, it kind of looked like it end up in the zone when really it was man. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all don't know who's picking up who and stuff like that. It was another one in there too, Hank.
Yeah. Okay, bet. Chris, appreciate you for the super chat. Appreciate you. We got a super chat from Tricks. What's going on with you, Tricks? Appreciate you for rocking with the channel. Says people calling Diggs washed. That brother coming off injury, and folks saying cut J. Lou. He's not bad this season.
He the best.
I don't know what whoever is saying that. I don't know what they smoking. I don't know what they drinking. It ain't what I'm smoking.
J. Lou been balling.
J. Lou even there were flashes last year where J. Lou was like, "Yo, okay, he's coming." You know, he's becoming J. Lou again. And this year, J. Lou has been the one consistent cornerback that has been balling. So I don't understand what people are talking about. But as far as Diggs goes, from my perspective, don't rush him back. I said this in the off season. Like, please don't rush Diggs back. I was a proponent of keeping Stephon Gilmore just for that security, so you don't have to rush him back. I just feel like they're doing to him what they did to Michael Gallup, what they did to Terrence Steele, and it's showing on the field. His lack of trust in that reconstructed knee. But that's the Cowboys for you. What y'all think about that?
He might be the I ain't gonna say the biggest, because I ain't gonna put him over Overshawn, but he might be the biggest dog on the defense. Like as far as heart wise. You see the way he be playing, the mentality he have, he might be the biggest dog on the defense, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I go as far as saying he must have got the most heart on defense, in my opinion. Like, I know Overshawn been balling, but the way I seen J. Lou been playing lately, bro, You know what I'm saying? Like talking stuff all in the media. Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna say it again. Like his attitude. Oh yeah, what I say? Oh, I probably say it again. You know what I mean? I like that, bro. Like if 10 other players on defense had his attitude, we might have not got stumped by Detroit the way we did. Forget the talent. I'm talking about the attitude. Not the talent, the attitude. So that's how I feel, man.
Ain't no doubt in my mind on that.
And real quick before you answer, boss, I'm just gonna let you know that this is school for me. You know what I'm saying? I got you on here. This is school for me. So if you see me just staring off into the camera, I'm listening, dog.
yeah.
What you got to say about that, boss?
In terms of J. Lou and Diggs, I think that's a little bit of recency bias, man, where we saw Diggs finally get beat, right? And I think it was a little bit tough on what he was dealing with because he was playing man coverage when they was bunched up and they stacked him. They got on top of him. And it just good throw, good catch. He still showed the closing speed. And he still was very angry about it and showed that he was, that he's competitive. It's just an overreaction. I think what people are really kind of pissed off at Diggs of is the lack of aggression when it comes to tackling, so it wasn't a lot, but it's too much. And then when it's in a blowout, it's go piss off people. And I think, you know how our fans are. We go get kind of like the first person that had the ugliest highlight is going to be the worst person in the world for a week. But then, when they make plays, then all of a sudden we go forgive them.
Do you think, because I know what play they're talking about, because a lot of people broke down that film and they had Diggs kind of like arm tackling a little bit. Do you think that's him not trusting his body coming off that injury, or do you think what do you think that is? Because I remember it was not last year, it was the year before last. I remember Diggs used to come up and try to hit though. You know what I mean? So maybe it's he not trusting his body, kind of like Tony Pollard. Remember how look at Tony Pollard now, and then look at him last year when he came back off the injury. How he was running, the difference. So I think that might be what it is.
My honest to God opinion is I think in that just one play, I think once Detroit started to kind of get ahead of us, some players be like, man, I ain't finna do nothing extra. You know what I mean? And that can be for that one play, I saw a lot of DBs kind of backing up, on that play. That goes back to a mentality on the defense and accountability. And my boy Tuck got a super chat, but to answer that question, I've been watching the run stoppage very closely. The main thing that I was seeing with Diggs is they was really trying to get outside of him. So it was more so him being able to get out blocks. And I don't know why nobody could ever block me. I think it came down to a mentality. Like nobody could ever block me. You would like I never felt like a receiver should be able to block me with all this space. So if I want to get around you, I'm getting around you to go support,
Right.
But if you kind of half-ass at all, you're not going to be able to get that. You got to have a mentality like when I see run and it's coming my way, and I know I got to keep that containment, because a lot of people, they think that the only containment is coming off the edge. It's actually two. It's the edge containment, but the ultimate containment is corner. We are taught as corners that you never supposed to let a guy outside you. You always supposed to get a guy to cut it back up to your help. That's they go teach you that from little league all the way into the NFL. So whenever you watching film, not y'all, because I know y'all know about, but people if you watching film and you see somebody bounce and hit the corner, and that corner was over there, it's his fault.
Yeah, it's the DN
every time.
The DN supposed to turn him in too.
Yeah,
so the DN supposed to turn him in. If he can pass that DN, that cornerback supposed to turn him in. You turn him back into the traffic of the defense,
right? Because everybody's kind of aiming at a lane. They aiming at that lane that's in between the leaders, offensive player. That's their scrape lane. Our job is to so let's say if somebody trying to block me, the first thing I got to do is I got to keep, let's say if I'm playing right corner, I got to keep my outside shoulder free, even if I take you on, right, and get off of you outside, because if that guy bounce out, he need to meet me there. You know what I mean? Right. But if that corner is a soft tackler and the film says that, I'm going to bounce to you anyway.
Right.
You see, I'm gonna just bounce it out to you because I know you soft.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if a corner is a tackler, it's like, nah, that dude come up. He come up, he go cut your knee.
Right.
He ain't gonna hit you head up, but he gonna come fast.
Yeah,
If it's that, then a running back of the film probably already told him that, and he'll be like, all right, you know, he coming up. All right, try to get what you can, you know. So because I noticed Montgomery, every time he had an option to cut it up or bounce, he went towards Diggs every time.
Yeah, but sometimes, but you know what though? Sometimes people don't know. You be like, oh, the cornerback didn't make that play. Sometimes if the cornerback's on the sideline, he can hold a block and he did his job.
Yeah, exactly right.
Just holding that block to make dude cut back in, he did his job. He didn't do the tackle, but he held that block right here. Dude couldn't go around. He had to cut it back in. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to do. You know what I mean? But a lot of people, if you don't make the tackle, they feel like you didn't do your job. You know what I'm saying? So it don't really
perfectly
work like
said. You must have played corner, bro.
It don't work like that, man.
Did you play corner when you played?
My uncle played for the cornerback for the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, so y'all talked a lot of ball because you definitely hit that.
Yeah.
That's true, man. You if you just cut him up, if you make him cut up, you did your job.
You did your job, even if you didn't make the play.
I ain't played defense. I was a tight end.
You play tight end?
Yeah, but we got more royalty in the building. You know, we got landlord from Alabama. We got big time. We got CFO Sports J Tuck. Yo,
let's catch up on the super chats too, man.
That's
you see the league is
super chat right now. J Tuck sent the super chat.
Yes,
he said the league is switching to cover 4, rush 4, drop 7, keep the offense in front of them. We don't have that personnel to do that. Salute to y'all. Yo, Tuck, salute to you as well, my man. I appreciate you for everything that you've done for my channel. Y'all don't know, but behind the scenes, Tuck has really hooked it up. But anyway, what would give us, because I watched Boston, I watched J Tuck and the breakdowns and everything. What would give us, what are we missing? Because he says we don't have the personnel to do that, the cover 4. Who could we get that would help us in that whole strategy?
Me? You talking me? You want me to go first?
Yeah, go whoever want to pick up.
Me personally, I could be wrong because a lot, like you said, Boston know a lot of the chat, landlord, and all of these guys more football knowledgeable than me. But in my opinion, I don't think in this season, I'm talking about for this season, I don't think there's nobody we can bring in this season to do that. The only thing I can think we can do to save the season, it has shootouts, kind of like Tony Romo back in the day with Dallas against was it Indy or was it Denver when they had the 45 to 45. We need to offensively shoot people out. I don't think there's 1 or 2 people you can bring in here to change the whole defense unless Michael Parsons and D Law come back and it changed with the pieces we have. But I don't think it's a trade we can make or you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just don't think it is at this time.
I think I know what Tuck is saying, because I think if he talking about not having the personnel, he got to be referring to safety to run that cover 4, because that's where they got him, in my opinion, versus the Saints. My defensive coordinator, I was lucky enough to have in my 5 years of playing Division I. 4 years, my coaches was the defensive coordinator, so they used to always talk big picture to us. You know what I mean? And I didn't really know that was a blessing until now. You know what I'm saying? That was a blessing, because one of the things that I saw that my D coordinators used to always teach us is that offenses are always trying to find the athletes on the stiffs. So when J Tuck say we don't have the personnel, to me that means that the safeties is the weak links, and you need kind of guys that are better athletes back there. Because if you got Bland and Diggs out there, they can run cover 4 to they, you know what I'm saying, to easily. Like cover 4 to them, that's like, please. But if you get 3 receivers and you catch them in what's called a base defense, right? And a base defense means you don't have that extra corner out there. So now you got a safety that's getting ready to match up on a receiver, and that's cover 4. And I'm the quarterback, I'm going right there.
Go right to it.
I'm going right there.
How do you run that though? Because I don't care what defense you run, cover 2, cover 4, quarters. I don't care what defense you run. If you rush 4 and your people can't get home, damn near the cornerbacks can't hold up forever. So it's almost like you can't really rush 4 if you can't get home. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
unless you.
Yeah,
So
you just asking your guys to cover longer, and that's where we are until we start getting these guys back, our pass rushers back. And I don't really like I don't panic like some people, because to be honest, this new super talent at defensive end is new to us. You know what I mean? We only been having this since we had Michael Parsons and the emergence of Tank. So, but it's been a while, and for years we've always had anemic defenses where our offense had to carry us. So it's like if we don't won 11 games straight with a weak defense in 2016, and we won 10 games straight in 2014 with the guys that had no names, I don't see why the expectations should not be to weather this current storm without Michael Parsons and Tank. It's like I'm not saying the guys that's behind them got to step up, but I'm saying your guys that can cover need to cover. You know what I mean? And the guys that need to make the tackles and cause every now and then 3 and outs, then you cause the damn 3 and out. That's what you just got to do. You take on the responsibility of being a defense. But I definitely agree that we have athletic issues at safety, because like that was obvious when we saw Hooker try to run that fumble back and he got caught by a slow ass tight end. Y'all remember that? That was probably the worst play of this year. I was like, damn, bro. Did I just see that? Did I just see that? Damn. Like, man, did I just see that? So
yeah, man, that's crazy.
Now, so
My bad.
sticking on to this, do you think that a substitution of, let's say, like Wanye Thomas would help that?
absolutely it'll help that. And I've been calling for a long time because of the lack of athleticism at safety. I've always said since the beginning of training camp that these safeties need to have a rotating safeties. I've never believed in that. I have never believed in that. I've always believed in, man, your starting back four need to be your starting back four. No, the only reason I don't agree with that this year is because Bell and Wanye is way too talented to just play special teams.
Right.
They just way too talented, and I also was taught this by Coach Henderson, one of my coordinator coaches in college, and I never forget this. He said, when the backups are younger and just as good as the starter, you automatically go with the younger guy every time. He says, so if you're an older guy, you can't be just a little bit better. You got to be a lot better than that youngster, because it's going to always be in our best interest to give it to the youngster because he obviously has more upside. That's how I see safety. You see what I'm saying? Is that them youngsters got the upside, but you got them vets out there that's low key taking a developmental reps.
Not sports junkie. You had something to say?
Nah, I think we missed a super chat. I was just trying.
Oh no, I'm about to get to that super chat. But Wanye Thomas and Israel Makwamu, right? Would you be comfortable with letting Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker go and trade and having them step up?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially with what Bill did last year. It's almost a travesty to me that you had somebody like Bell, who's a safety, that was asked to be your linebacker
Yeah.
and did it. That's low key crazy to me,
Yeah.
because he never had the frame to be down there, but he had the heart, bro. So if you was out there banging with guards and shit, right? What you gonna do when somebody just coming across the middle? You go tear their head off. But I still love Donovan Wilson. I just don't like him in coverage. I like him. I do like him when he playing in space. I hate it if he ever have to man up. I hate it. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's still to me, being honest, a question mark on Bell and his coverage. I have no question mark on Wanye coverage. Wanye probably the freakiest guy out there, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, just freaky, like tall, fast, feet. You know what I mean? Can play special teams. So obviously you securing your hands. To me, Wanye is kind of like the biggest F up that we have, like in terms of really just not just saying F it and rip the band-aid off and just throw him out there and let that man get his reps. That's just my opinion.
Right. All right, let me get to the super chat. DC for life, Texas. Let's see. And J Tuck, thank you for that super chat. Truly appreciate you, man. This super chat says, what peer character strengthening his arm forward, raising his thumb up? What? Yo, yo, put it down in the chat, brother. Let me know what you meant.
Yeah.
I'll read it again. Just let me
I
know
think
what you
I
meant.
think,
DC
I
for
think
life.
that's when we were talking about Diggs, if I'm not mistaken, about the character, the arm tackling. I don't. Maybe that's what he meant.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just saying. If I'm wrong, my bad, bro. That's all I can interpret from that.
Okay.
I think it
Let's
was one
see.
more.
Oh, we got one more. Let me go ahead and scroll. We scrolling, boy. Y'all over here commenting. I like it.
It was
Did I
going in.
miss it? What the hell?
Why you looking for it, boss? You think it was wrong to get rid of damn, I drew a blank. The cornerback that we got rid of on the left. He went to
Billy
Minnesota.
Rock?
He went to Minnesota. The cornerback we had last year. Do you think that was a mistake?
Oh,
While he looking for the super chat, I just want to ask you that. Do you think that was a mistake? Or are you comfortable with that? You comfortable with it?
yeah.
Yeah, you don't
I'm
think we should have
comfortable with
waited till Diggs came back fully healthy? I think if our
It
secondary,
would have helped. It would have helped. It would have helped. It
yeah,
would have helped. But I'm comfortable with it because of how good Lou playing.
yeah, but Lou is really like a slot. Like you think?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you got Bland, Diggs, and Lou.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. All right. The super chat, $2 super chat for Big Humpty. Like the name.
Gilmore. You talking about Gilmore?
Gilmore, yeah. I couldn't.
Yeah,
I
here we
drew a
go.
blank, man. I drew a
Oh
blank.
man, that green, man. You know what I'm saying?
I drew a blank, man.
They
I
got
was
that
like,
good green, man. That's that good green. You know?
I drew a blank. I
Yeah.
was like, man, and I had it in my
Hey
head.
man, that's how you know it's that good green when it's just gone. I'm talking about without a chance of coming back. It's good.
Hey, nah, it went. Hey, Kimfo, it wasn't even a green.
Hey,
It
you feel me? You
was
must.
just right there,
Oh,
man.
okay. Oh
It was
man,
a green,
don't
man.
You
flash
got the
the bottle, bro.
royal.
That's gonna hurt that monetization, bro. Don't flash the bottle, bro.
He said, all right, Big Humpty says, love the content. Thank you, bro. Thank you very much. Love you being here. Thank you for being with the content creators here. And that's one thing, I want to bring up. We ain't gonna beat a dead horse because people already talked about it. But as far as content creation goes, how I feel about it is that I was welcomed. I was welcomed into this space with open arms. I mean, yeah, we're doing numbers, getting a couple thousand. But even before that, when it was like at 800, I got Boss Cowboy, J Tug, Law Nation. They just encouraging, do what you do. Dak Attack. He said, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? And I just truly feel like with what transpired, and I know people want to address the elephant in the room and everything, but what transpired, I felt like, damn, the Super Friends, man. Like, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is cracking a little bit, but at the same time, brothers argue.
Yeah.
Brothers have disagreements and all that stuff. And I just want Cowboys Nation to know that brothers argue. Don't make stuff any bigger than what it has to be or what it is and stuff like that. People have disagreements, and it's okay to have disagreements in this content space.
Right.
Real talk.
I rock with all the content creators, all of them. I don't agree with all of them all the time. I be in their chat, man. I don't agree with that. You know what I mean? But I say it respectfully. You know what I'm saying? The person who put me on is Cowboy Fan Talk. He put me on. That's the first person. I always seen Vashi and Law, but the one that I kind of felt like, because everybody can relate to a certain content creator.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yep.
It ain't who do nothing better, it's who you relate to better. Oh, I like the way he do it. I like the way he said. I could have said the same thing he said. You know what I mean? Have you ever done something when you was a kid? Everybody telling you don't do it, but this particular person tell you don't do it, and he explained it to you a certain way. You don't do it no more, but that person told you the same thing. It's kind of like that, bro. And that's how I look at it. But I rock with everybody, man. It's a few I don't rock with for obvious reasons. You know what I mean? But we ain't gonna get into all that. You know what I mean? But majority of them, I rock with all of them, man.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And And like, yeah, I rock with them. I rock with all of them too. And it's also about a perspective and everything. Like me personally, I'm an objective Cowboys type fan. I don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't get twisted.
Rome in here too.
What?
Yeah, Rome in here.
Oh, Roman here.
That boy said I'm here. That's dope.
Yo.
I like that, bro.
Hey, he was the first one put me on, man. He the one
Yeah,
introduced me to
nah,
Crazy
man.
Cowboys.
That boy Rome. Yeah.
He be going in. That's
Yeah,
what
and
put me
this is my
on.
first time doing content with y'all, man. It's and I just say like, you brought up, the fight. I say this, man. It's one of those things that obviously all of us want peace in the space. I will say that, being honest, that I do know that I can have a temper. You know what I mean? And I'm just being all the way honest. People know that. If you've been on my channel, you already know that. So I want to say that if anything that I've ever done to offend anybody, man, I want to just do better myself at that. You know what I mean? And I just want us as men also to do better at that, especially black men. It's too many times that stuff escalate with us, man. Just keeping it honest. It's too many times that we have destroyed major opportunities because we've got into it, especially if it was frivolous. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you a music lover. You talked about Bone Thugs and Harmony, right? So just imagine if Eazy-E and Dr. Dre and Ice Cube, with the creative geniuses that they all were, never disbanded. You know what I mean? So I try to keep that in mind when I have my fights, because I also want to say this, and I mean this. People go fight, bro. It's eventually, if I know y'all long enough, I'm gonna fight you. It's just gonna happen. Especially because generally as men and alphas, sometimes it just happen. I might catch you on the wrong day, angry. Just straight up. I might just catch you on the wrong day. And it's so
something simple. Some
it's something simple.
Simple take you off, man.
Could take you off. So like, I want to be a better example of, even if I fight, being able to talk it out, you know what I mean, and move a certain kind of way to where we can change the pattern that happens with us, of fighting, escalating, and never de-escalating. Like, nah, we can de-escalate shit, bro. Like, we can de-escalate shit. Mostly, I think we all gotta learn, just to respect each other's boundaries, because sometimes we do that. We cross boundaries, and we got to me, in my opinion, all of us, including me, we need to do a better job of down to our pride. So I'm gonna say this: even if I don't feel like I'm at fault, I apologize, Dak Attack, for anything that I might have done offended you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? And I really mean that. You know what I'm saying?
He's in here.
What's up?
What?
Yeah.
Hey, I want to say this real quick though, and then it was a super chat. The reason I feel like we all cool, because like I said, I rock with all y'all, and I don't agree with all y'all all the time. But but what I do notice is sometimes I go on my analytics, and some of my videos come from y'all videos.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, keep on doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like we all good. But I rock with everybody, bro. All y'all.
And I want to share this story real quick, because Tuck just posted this. He said, "Hell, man, boss fault, but we settled it like men and realized it was a miscommunication." That's true. That's very true. So yeah. So
we get back to them Cowboys, man.
So my boy Dak Attack in the chat, he said, "Man, I'm not going for that CNI." All right, cool. And see, that's what I'm talking about. See, I obviously extended the olive branch out, regardless of fault, and you publicly be, I'm not going for that. So, that's how stuff escalate. You know what I mean? So, to be clear, I came on to talk it out. All right? I didn't want to do it publicly. I'd rather do it privately. I was invited on here to talk about this, to squash it. So, but that's cool. You know what I mean? That happens.
We addressed it, bro. Like I said, man, I just want us all to get along and us all to do our thing. Let's get back on the Cowboys, man. Like,
I gotta say my piece
at 8:00 too.
Go ahead, my bad.
Before we get back to the Cowboys and everything, I just gotta say my piece. Like, I reached out to Dak Attack because I wanted Dak Attack to, to come on talk Dallas Cowboys, and hopefully, be able to we can all just squash this and keep going, because I feel that one voice can be loud, but you know, thousands together, boom, we can make a noise. And so I reached out, and then on some respect, I'm like, boss, I reached out. I got to give boss the same opportunity as I give Dak Attack. I reached out. And one thing that we don't want to do on here is come on here and play favorites or choose sides or things like that, because like I've said in a lot of my videos, Cowboys Nation is the destination that all of us are going toward. We just choose different lanes to do it, choose different cars to get there, you know. And I just feel that we're better together, with family. And when I say fam, I don't say fans, I say fam, because that's how I feel that we are. And it just hurts to see two brothers fight, but at the same time, you like y'all said, man, sometimes they do, but it's all about
So
coming back together.
let me talk about me and Tuck. What happened? It was similar. Twitter. Okay. So I didn't understand Twitter at first, right? So I'm going back and forth. It was a guy that I personally got into it with before, right? And we was all going back and forth on the thread. So I felt like I was calling him out and I went straight at him. You know what I mean? Because that's what I do, right? If I feel like you said something offensive, I'm gonna go pow, I'm gonna go right at you, right? So I went at it. It ended up going at Tuck, I guess some kind of way. I don't know how. So Tuck was hot, right? So he like burning hot. He called West Coast, man, what's up with your boy Balls? Boom, 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 going off. You know what I'm saying, man? Da, 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 da. And so then West Coast, he called me. And so he called me. He said, man, I got Tuck on the phone, bro. And I said, what's up? And then he was like, bro, what was that? And so I was like, what? And so then, he said, you said this. I said, bro, I said, I want to talk to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I said, that was my bad, bro. Like, my bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I thought I was talking to him. You know what I'm saying? And so, but we was like, he was heated, you know what I'm saying? I was cool, but it could have led to something, especially if I just would have reacted just because he was mad, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's one of those things, man, it
Yeah,
is what it is, bro.
yeah.
It's
Somebody in the chat said our trash ass owner got content creators having misunderstandings. Yeah, man, Jerry Jones tripping.
Oh,
Jerry Jones tripping, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we was trying to do, man. Just get us all to see. We ain't gotta agree. Like I said, I rock with everybody, man. That's all we was trying to do. We wasn't trying to pick no sides or nothing like that, man. We just want to get everybody, because I'm a small YouTuber, bro. I
yeah,
look
right.
up to all y'all, man. Like I told you, Cowboy Fan Talk gave me my. He probably don't even know it. That's how smart. He probably don't even know me, bro. But he the one gave me my first push with Craven. He introduced me to Craven Cowboys, and that's how I got my first live going. You know what I'm saying? That's where it
Yeah,
started for me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I rock with everybody, man.
and I think
Foots, all of them.
and I think
yeah.
it was more of getting together, and like David said right here, unity. It's just getting together and being able to use a platform and just be like, you know, can we just calm this down so we can get back to this Cowboys content and wanting to see everybody win. Not everybody who's in this space win.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
And
let's
sometimes, to be honest, you can't. It's just sometimes you can't. Like, just sometimes you might desire it, but it ain't gonna happen. It's just like a marriage. It takes everybody to make that thing work. You know what I'm saying? So, and we got to live with that. I live with that. I will live with that. But everybody that really have rocked with me, I already know that of what I really strive to walk in. I strive to walk in unity at all times. That's why angry, even as you was up and coming, uh, I still recognized you as you would come in the chat. I never acted brand new when I saw you. Never. It was always acknowledgement, as I always strive to do. So it's just
right.
one of those things that is, like I said, and I told West Coast this. I said, man, eventually brothers are going to fight. And I told him, I said, it ain't happened between us yet, but it's coming. And it eventually did.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it was real bad.
yeah.
Yeah, it was real bad. But guess what? We worked it out.
Right,
Yep.
It's true
right.
story too.
So
It's a
hopefully,
true story.
we
I'm talking about we went at each other like we never went at each other. I'm talking about full fledged man. F you, I will whoop you. All that we you tripping, right?
so hopefully
Uh,
we if y'all we ready to we got that out the way. We good or
but it really ain't no way to get it out the way unless me and him talk. Like
Yeah.
it ain't no getting it out the way third party. Like as long as people talking through videos, it ain't getting out the way. Let's just be honest about that. It's like nah, it's getting it out the way is when people talk with each other and settle it. And if it ain't no settle, then I tell you what, I ain't dealing with it. Cause I'm gonna tell you what, after this, I'm dealing with football as I always have. You know what I mean? So I came on when you invited me. I'm gonna always face my accuser. Always. I'd rather do it privately every time. But if I'm invited to face my accuser in the public, I'm showing up. I'm showing up. And if I was wrong, I would say it, bro. I tripped out. I was wrong. You know what I mean? Blase, blase. Because I think as men, it's always best when we face each other. You know what I mean? And it's cool.
yeah.
All
Well, I'm
right,
glad.
then.
Even if we couldn't get it out the way, it's glad the people get a chance to just say it ain't to that extent. It was a disagreement or something or misunderstanding. It ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying? It ain't there. That's what I'm trying to say, man.
Yeah,
It ain't there.
Yeah.
absolutely.
It ain't
It's absolutely, man. And so like getting back to the Dallas Cowboys, that's the thing that I would want us to take advantage of during this bye. I would want us to take advantage of ideas that can help us win. Any kind of tit for tats is a waste, and
yeah.
I ain't doing it. That's why I only spent 5 minutes on it yesterday.
Yeah. That's that
Right?
and that's my bad. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna spend no time on that. It's like, nah, I know what I'm here to do, and I know what I'm passionate to do. I'm
Right.
always passionate to present ideas that can help us win. That's
Right.
always what I've been about, and that's always what I'm gonna be about. And I'm also about uh us working together as a smart fan base that's speaking the right solutions together. That's why debates are good. That's why I'm all for debates. You know what I'm saying? It's just how do you debate? So
Right.
if we debating and it's with respect, you ain't gonna never have no problem with me. But if it's any kind of disrespect, I'm gonna have problems every time. You know what I mean?
That
And if it's consistent, I'm gonna have to cut you. And that's just what I do. I cut people every day, all day, man. I cut them off, because I don't want to lose focus on any kind of fights. Because if you in fights, you're not focusing on solutions to help the Cowboys. You know what I mean? So that's
that make
what, yeah.
no. Go ahead. I was gonna say that what you said right now kind of led me to a question I want to ask you. Uh,
What's it?
I want I want to ask you. It's a super chat in there, but I want to ask you when we talking about the Cowboys, based off what we seen this season, 3-3, we got mollywop by the Saints, mollywop by Detroit. Is there something you see? Because I know you do a lot of film and stuff like that, and you talk to all the other ones that do film. Is it something that you see? Where do we go from here as far as this season? Is this season savable or this is a wash?
Oh yeah, it's savable, man.
So what do we do?
I don't
What do
mean to
we?
get excited about that, man. I'm
I know,
sorry,
but I'm
man.
just saying. I know,
Hell
but
yeah, it's savable.
what do you do? You Jerry Jones and you the coach and stuff. What do you do as far as personnel? As far as what do you do differently?
Yeah, I went through 8 things that we can do to turn the season right now. So the number one thing that I talked about is we have to go into these future run games committed to running the ball. Because yes, it is true that our offensive line is playing bad, but also our offensive line has only one time this year, and it was only for a half, actually committed to real rushing attempts. So I asked this question yesterday. I said, when has the offensive line actually had a chance to really work on their run fits? Could they do it in training camp? No, because they was just thudding up, right? So did they do it in preseason? No, because they weren't playing the starters. So when are you go get your chance to really get your timing down, your fits down, and knowing how to gel together, it's gonna have to be through games. What do people say? Your first games for some teams when they don't play their starters or their preseason. So we never really gave them the reps. We've been abandoning it for the past. So the number one thing we need to do, in my opinion, is go ahead and go into some of these games knowing it's gonna be ugly at first because it's a young line that we trying to get to develop, but we got to commit to running the ball, especially because the defense is injured. You know what I mean? Especially because we need to slow the game down. You have to have slower, grinding, physical games. Another reason you got to do that is because these teams that been beating your ass are physical. So if you go on finesse on physical, that's why you're getting blown out. You know what I mean? Because they committed to body punches while we trying to jab. So that's number one. Number two, I talked about that we need to fire Solari. We need to fire the offensive line coach. We fired Paul Alexander in October. We need to fire October, I think 28. They need to fire Solari right now, because I wholeheartedly believe this, and I've been preaching this forever. When the whole group is playing bad, you look at the coach. If it's an individual playing bad, you look at that individual. So fire him. Another thing I say we should do, and I'm just throwing out all ideas I said yesterday, is I think we should promote Brian Schottenheimer, the offensive coordinator, because we know his natural tendency is to want to run the ball because that's all he was doing everywhere he was the OC, versus Mike McCarthy's natural tendency is to want to pass the ball even when he say he want to run the ball. So put a guy that's the actual, to me, play caller that's more so going to really hold these guys accountable. I see one of the guys say lazy route running. I really need to see that. I know Eggman said that. I got to go double check that myself. I got to go review that for myself before I say that. You know, we also need to get serious about defensive tackle.
Yeah,
Mozzie need help, bro. Like Mozzie really needs help, and Mozzie is not consistent yet. Maybe I'll wait to the trade deadline, but we need to start the discussion right now. We need to start the discussion that we need to really get serious about a real DT, not no backups, not no band-aids, not no Dollar Tree. You got to really get a guy in here that's going to be a real run stopper, even if you got to go back and offer something back to try to go get Hankins. Go get the biggest thing that we messed up was letting Hankins go. You know what I'm saying? So turning this season around, you know, it's a couple of ways you could turn this season around, but the number one thing is we gotta also, another thing that I talked about, and I'm gonna be all the way honest with you, I'm almost done. Another thing that we gotta do, sadly, but we gotta do, you gotta call out the players. You have to call out the players, because guess what? It worked. It's not about it's just management. It's being strategic. If you managing your family and you see your son, he plays better when you call him soft, guess what you go do as a loving father? You go say, son, you playing soft, even if you don't mean it. Why? Because you're just trying to get him to play at his best. What made them play at their best? What did what's his name? Our linebacker, Overshawn. What did he say? We studied better. We came out there with it on our mind, because Balls was putting out what? That S word, you know. So it's some things that we also have to do as fans to try to get them going. Like, we participate in this too. The last thing I say that we got to do as fans, and I really mean this, is we can't quit. See, we can't say you Cowboys have quit when you as a fan have quit. Like, we can't quit, because if you quit, you're going to stop thinking of ideas to get us going. We can't quit. Like, we got to keep our minds active. You got to have an active mind on solutions to help us win. Like, yes, at this point with everybody mad, it's easy to have rage bait content and talk about what's wrong. Okay, I'm gonna only listen to that for so long, but because I want solutions, okay, I heard you crying. As men and women that's Cowboy fans, what are we gonna do to fix this? That's why I did a show yesterday on the 8th. Well, I did 6, but I said 8. 6 things that we should do to turn this season. The last thing I'm gonna say, I know I went on about this, but this really in my heart, bro.
You good. You good.
The main thing that I also feel like we need to do, I'm gonna talk about that bang on Jerry, because that's real too. What he talking about, Tuck talking about that bang on Jerry. That's a real movement. Now, this is the thing that I would also say that we got to do. We got to also be active as fans, because we saw this yesterday. It was people that was like, boss, do you really believe that people listen to us?
Yeah.
say that honestly, the people that say that are the people that's inactive. The moment you get active on trying to help this team, whether you tweeting out stuff, tagging people, you start seeing real quick how influential you are and your voice is. You start
Right.
seeing it real quick if you get active. So when you see Angry Channel, right, and you see my channel, you see everybody channel, and they saying stuff that you agree with, it's not enough to say amen and clap. You got to hit that share button. You got to talk about why you hit that share button, because what it does, especially when we working together, you know what I'm saying? When we all working together, it causes a ripple. It caused a ripple on Twitter. And see, it's already out there. People pay attention. John Machota said that Stephen Jones and Jerry check Twitter every day to see what we are saying. Think about what Jerry said the other day. He said, I ain't taking no advice from some men on some mics, but if it was the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also addressed the fans like this is to the fans. I'm sorry about the
Right.
game. I'm sorry about the game.
Right.
I'm
That
sorry
means we matter. But if we
Yes.
don't connect our voices, if we distracted and we not putting out solutions and thought out solutions, and that's why I embrace debate. I embrace debate because if I'm wrong, I'd rather figure it out quick so I can get on your side. Because then I'm gonna start peddling the right answer that you said. So now it's a lot of things we can do. And I'm gonna say one more thing, Cowboy fans. There's no way we should be out on the season in 6 games when it's 17 of them.
Right.
And you 3-3.
And we only got to win a division. Hey, Andy, you should get those super chats. But I got a question I want to ask both of y'all.
Yeah.
All right. So Boss Cowboy, he wants to know why he was blocked from your channel.
One of my admins probably blocked you, bro. I'll go in there and I'll clean you up, man. Send me a DM if you don't mind on that Twitter, man. Let me know that you blocked, and I'm gonna have to make some changes to my admin situation. I know I have great admins. I know I got the best admins in the world, but I have noticed that it has to be some form of abuse going on in blocking people. It has to be, because I see some people that I know not controversial. I know they don't do anything extra and they still block from my channel.
Man.
That means I got to snuff out whoever the petty admin might be. Somebody that's adminning for my channel is likely, probably disagreeing with you, didn't like what you said, and then just exercise too much power. I apologize about that.
I think it's one more, Angry, if I'm mistaken.
All right.
Hey, boss, while he looking for that super chat, can I ask you a very controversial question?
Yeah.
In the Dallas Cowboy community?
Yeah.
You got a pie. It's cut into 8 slices.
Yeah.
How many slices of that pie belong to Dak Prescott play for our because I see that in the chat, you know what I'm saying? I hear it, and then you do content creators, so you hear it like I hear it, like we all hear it. How much of the pie is Dak Prescott responsible for the way this team is playing this season?
How much percentage of the pie is Dak responsible for this entire season?
What would you say? You can even break it down in percentage, or he's not. I just put it in a pie because people come stand.
No percentage to me. I would say
is it his fault?
No,
10%.
I was gonna say 10%.
Okay.
I was gonna
say one slice.
Yeah, one slice, and I can maybe even make that slice bigger. It depends on how much do you equate leadership, and how much pie do you give for somebody that's willing to kind of just take over and buck the system. If you add that to the equation, I will give him more of a pie slice, because that's one thing that I do believe that Aaron Rodgers has over him, is Aaron Rodgers really understands that I got full power. You know what I mean? And if I want us to run the ball, we go run the ball. And see, Dak, especially with that amount of guarantee, has a lot of power, so I would say like 25% if I'm blaming him for not really exercising aggressively the authority that he might be able to exercise as somebody that's paid that much, what I mean? But in terms of his actual play, 10%, 5%.
He doesn't have that type of attitude, though. He doesn't have the Aaron Rodgers. like you said with his contract, I believe that Dak Prescott is not the type of quarterback to go to Jerry's office and say, "Hey, Jerry, I need you to do this." I
No, that's not his demeanor.
I don't see him doing that. My bad, Andy. What'd you say?
But at the same time, that may not be his demeanor. But we saw from this whole thing from 105.3 The Fan that can he even go do that? You know,
No,
can he even buck the system without having somebody threaten his job?
I
That's a
don't think
good
it
question.
is. You know what I mean? I don't think
Yeah.
it is. But I did say this in my live the other day because I get called a Dak Prescott fanboy. You know what I'm saying? But I did say this in my live. I said that I do blame Dak Prescott for that pick he threw because it changed the game. That individual game, it was 7-3, right? I think that pick changed the game, but I don't blame him for the total loss of that game and all the other game we done got smoked. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen the offensive line. I see a lot of things taking place. It's not just him. You know what I'm saying? And I think the people that blame him is the people that talk so big of he ain't gonna get the contract. Jerry gonna make him play it out. He ain't gonna do this. He ain't gonna do this. And then when Jerry signed him, it kind of went against their motives, and now they just hate the man. You know what I'm saying? They just hate the man.
And
can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
We got my boy Hen in the house. Hen, yeah, we on today with Boss Land. Make sure you talk to landlord.
Hey, Henny the Moore in the building.
Yeah,
DMV
Henny.
in the building, boy.
Yeah, make sure you talk to landlord.
You want to open it up, Angry? You want to open it up or no?
Well, it's crazy, yo. It's crazy. It's crazy. Hey, yo, boss, how we do over here on Facts Over Feelings. I don't know if you got time for it, but what we try to do is we put the link in the chat, and whoever wants to come up and spit they raw and uncut, they could do so. So
I'm gonna have to leave in about 15 minutes. I gotta go pick up my sons.
Oh, yes, sir. Whenever you gotta leave, just take on off. But we appreciate all the time that you've given us.
Yeah, for real.
Let's get it though. No, I can do Facts Over Feelings. Let's go.
Yeah,
all right. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's going in the chat as we speak.
Link is in the chat. Hey, come up, your opinion, your fact, whatever, but be respectful, man.
Definitely be respectful. All right, who's gonna be the first one?
DMV, hit that link in the chat, man. I ain't never really hollered at you. I like to do some work with DMV too. I'll be watching him, man. I'll be watching DMV. I'll be watching you, DMV, man.
Yeah,
I'll be watching.
Yeah, DMV is slick. He's slick with it,
I'll
man.
be watching you, man. Yeah, I'll be watching you, man. But I ain't seen over 20%.
One time I had somebody message me. He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna thumb down all you content creators." I was like, "Well, why is that, dude?" He's like, "Because I gotta be a paid member to get on there and tell y'all my facts and stuff." I'm like, "Dude, you didn't just watch my live because I put the link up there. You could have came up and spoke your truth."
Oh yeah, right. I mean,
I haven't seen over 25%. I see 15%, one slice, two slice. I ain't seen over 15%. Only person I ain't seen no over, unless I missed it. I ain't seen over 10%. 20%.
I will want to let everybody know that expect at least one meltdown game from that, because it happens to all quarterbacks. So I just want to kind of temper the expectations. Like every year, every quarterback, even your greatest, gonna have a stinker game. I know people think that ain't happen, but it happens. It happens to Mahomes. It happened to Aaron. Dak is due a stinker game. So when it happened, just remember I told you and don't panic.
I think that's
so we just waiting on people to come in now.
Yeah, we can answer some. We can answer some of the questions in the chat though, real quick. Like we usually go like a little speed, you know what I mean, bam, bam, bam. But the link is in the chat. You should pin it, Angry. You should pin it.
Pin the link. All right.
Yeah, that way it won't keep moving and moving. People are like, where it's at? Where it's at? You know what I'm saying? Anybody that want to come up, the link is in the chat. But I got somebody that said Jerry is the biggest mistake. You know,
it's pinned.
I hear that a lot.
Let's see.
Do you think his biggest mistake is not going out and getting Henry?
No,
that's not his biggest mistake. What do you think his biggest mistake is?
I think his biggest mistake was not signing Dagnam early to be able to free up money for free agency and not taking advantage of the DT market. I think he should have took advantage of the DT market, and you shouldn't have let Hankins go.
Yeah,
you shouldn't have let Hankins go. I think Hankins literally low key is our biggest loss.
Right.
To me, you know what I mean? Over Gilmore.
I I seen a video. I'm glad you brought that up because I seen a video yesterday or a couple of days ago, and I didn't know if it was true or not. And I didn't go back and do the research. I seen a lot of people say, well, not a lot of people. I seen a couple of people say that the reason Jerry didn't sign Dak way before is because Dak was going through that off-season stuff he was going through first, and he wanted to let that die down. I really didn't believe that, but you think that's somewhat true? Jerry wanted to get that out the way first, the court, all that court stuff that had going on.
Nah,
Part.
I don't. I mean, it could be. You know what I'm saying? It could be. But if that was the case, to me, the moment that was settled, he would have got the deal done.
Yeah, that's what I was
It's
thinking.
the fact that it went all the way to the wire. I just honestly, this is my God honest opinion. What I honest to God feel is that Jerry tries to have it all. He want to win a championship, but he also want to make a boatload of money off controversy at the same time. So he just he doing too much. It's like you got to pick one. Do you want to win? Because if you want to win, you sign Dak them first and you sign CD them first. Because people got to remember what he said when James Slater came up. When James Slater came up, and they you know had they little ooey ooey when James Slater came up. He said, if y'all want to know why they ain't paid, it's me.
Ooh,
that's what Jerry said.
Yeah,
I didn't catch that one. I know he arrogant like that though. I know he arrogant like that.
Jerry said, if y'all want to know, because y'all remember when James Slater was asking them tough questions like, why do y'all wait till August? You know what I mean? And so he was getting agitated because at first he said, see, your problem is, remember that DMV?
Yeah.
DMV.
Yep.
He said, see, your problem is, right?
He jumped on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then after that, you know, that's you know, so when he said that let it know that he was the one holding it up and waiting it out. You know what I mean? So because like look at the other teams like Detroit, like Philly, like they all had their people done before training camp. Training camp is usually the deadline because teams that's really serious about winning want their best players paid early so that they can be the leaders throughout camp.
Yeah. If you watch that, Steven, what's up, DMV, man? Hey, appreciate you pulling up, bro. You know,
Yeah,
I'll be watching you, man. I'll be watching you, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. I just wanted to jump on because y'all asked me to. My son got a game in a little bit, but I definitely wanted to chop it up with you guys, man. Salute, man. Y'all sound incredible. Show's been a good one. You know, Boss is my guy, so salute to you too, sir.
What's up, OG?
Hey,
I appreciate you being here, DMV.
Yeah, I want to finish what I was saying right now. That did you see what Stephen A. Smith said when he did that interview with Jerry Jones? Jerry Jones told him that day Dak was already done, but don't say nothing. So he waited to the first day of the season to release it, but he was already done that day of the interview. He was already done already. Did y'all see that?
I didn't see that.
I
believe
didn't see that, but
I believe
I suspected it anyway.
Yeah, they was leaving out clues like that guy that came out that served them food and he was, you know.
Yeah, he said
it was done.
He said it on first take.
Yeah.
DMB, what's up, man? What's your take on this, bro?
What's my take on what Dak being done already?
Anything we spoke on so far as the Cowboys?
Man, look, it's business as usual, man. It's not even about football at this point. And I think for me, I know Boss is always trying to come up with solutions. And I know we're not trying to mail it in at 3-3. And I don't think we should be mailing it in at 3-3. But I think in order to really solve the football issues with Dallas, we gotta solve the issue that's been plaguing us for 28 years. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta pressure him right now. Well, it's the trade deadline and all that stuff to get some stuff done, or else you're gonna lose the fan base. I mean, I heard Dak Attack did a video yesterday, and I agreed with it to a certain point. You know, there's a time and a place to protest. And I think he was saying, you know, in the offseason, I'm like, nah, you got to get them right now. When the trade deadline is here, you got to let them know that the fan base feels a certain way. You got to let them know right now. But, you know, don't spend thousands of dollars to do so. But I think we're on the right track as to what we're doing right now, speaking on it. But it's definitely outside the building. That's why I gave Dak one slice, because I think half the pie has to go to the front office.
Yeah. Real talk. I've I've been beating this drum about the front office for so much. I know people get tired of me saying it. It's like, well, you can't really do anything about it. You can't do nothing about it, Angry, so you got to roll with the punches. I'm like, no, we have a voice. And this is what I'm talking about. If people have a platform, use it. People have a voice, like Boss Cowboy said, you can get on your Twitter and just tweet out a hashtag, fire the GM. Jerry and Stephen Jones gets on social media and they see these things. They will see that Cowboys Nation is upset. Will it move the needle? Are they narcissistic enough to just not care? That's a different question.
Right. Boss.
And no, protest is absolutely. Oh, you had another question? Because I was going to address that protest.
Go ahead, bro. Yeah, I had like two things.
Real quick, I'll be quick. That protest is absolutely good, and it's because Jerry's commodity is the fans. Yeah. That's how he make his bread. Look how everybody dressed right now. All that went to Jerry. He cares about that. You see what I'm saying? So he's going to always keep us in the back of his mind. That's why Twitter is on his plate every day. Because Twitter kind of shows you the trends, right? It shows you the trends and the going trends within your sector. So and so that's why I said the protest is actually genius. It's one of those things to where when you have a fire Jerry, we all smart enough to know that's likely not gonna happen, okay, or really never gonna happen. We also know that Jerry, even if he stood down as GM, he still would be controlling everything, so it does nothing. But the main thing that it does is it puts a bumper sticker message out there that says we're angry. And what makes him want to settle that. So when he wants to settle that, that also means that he'll be willing to likely do things that he probably wouldn't do to settle his top commodity, which is the fans. Right. So being organized and putting on the bumper sticker that we want you gone, even if we know it's not realistic and not going to happen. It's just a concise message to say we're mad. What do all our ladies do that get our attention?
Throw a fit.
And then what do? We eventually say, she's wrong as fuck, bro. But let's just settle this, and and what can I do? Roses, and you start giving gifts. We want a DT as a gift. You know what I'm saying? So,
but I was gonna ask you and DMV the same thing. It's kind of piggybacking off what you do. Do you watch Mike Fisher? He did a whole segment today on the fans protesting. He said it wouldn't really help because the seats was already sold and they wouldn't do all this and do that. But this is the question I want to ask y'all: when did Jerry Jones change though? Because back in the day he would plunge. You know what I'm saying? The Deion Sanders, the Charles Haley's, the Harvey, was it Hart?
I have an answer to this.
You know what I'm saying? What changed? And I know a lot of people gonna say Steven, but then I go back to where Jerry say the buck start with me. So I'm like, well, Jerry used to plunge, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. Steven didn't want Deion. So you know what I mean?
People got to remember that the Cowboys, when he bought the Cowboys, right? He was losing money, right? So somewhere throughout winning the championships, the franchise started becoming the most profitable franchise that they are. So I will say him being the owner, like that's A plus. But when Jerry realized that this team don't got to win and it still makes money, that's when he changed. I don't know when that happened, but I keep saying it like, boss, let me ask you a question. Do your views, and I'll ask you guys.
Yeah, it go up when we lose.
Absolutely, yes.
I already knew what you was gonna ask.
Yeah,
because they go up a lot when we lose.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So when he figured that formula out, that's when he changed.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
He went out got Amari. He went out got Amari though.
Yeah, and because it's a selling of hope too. So, but that also goes back to my point. We was 3-5 when he got Amari.
He's about to lose some money.
We just lost to Tennessee. They walked on our star. You know what I mean? Fans was angry. So we did something we've never done under Stephen Jones and gave away a 1.
Yeah.
You know, so and I think it also changed. I'm gonna be honest, man. I think Will McClay is a blessing and a curse.
Mm.
He's a blessing and a curse. He's so good at his job that
Yeah.
he makes them feel like they don't need to do anything in free agency. So that makes them, to me, complacent. His gifting at drafting makes them complacent and cheap.
Yeah.
So, and it makes them want it all. You know, it's like, and I hate them for it because it's like you act like you always frugal, but you're not. Because you're frugal when it comes to free agents, but you're wasteful when it comes to your own guys. You put a tag on Pollard, that's wasteful. You just threw that 10 million away. You threw another tag on Schultz, that was wasteful. You just threw that money away. You tagged Dak for 33.7, I think.
Almost 34.
You threw that money away. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, you are wasteful with our guys' philosophy. If he just was like, we go get these draft guys, but at least at one of these key positions, we go out there and get that. Because see, his problem is they think they can solve every problem through the draft. So they went out there and even on DT, which most people would not tell you this from history, that it takes 3 years for most DTs to develop. They think they go get a mature DT out of Mozzie in year 2 coming off shoulder surgery. Because for whatever reason, they really think that the draft solves everything. It doesn't. Like, some positions take too long to cook. You got to already have one coming out the oven as you putting one in. So that's why it's like if you don't depend on Mozzie right now. Like, Mozzie is gonna be up and down, and that's what he is. He had a great game versus the Giants, and now he back on that BS. He might play great versus San Fran. Now we need a Hankins. We need a boy. I've been here. I've done that. I'm a vet. I know how to handle this. I've been eating my steaks for the last 5 years. I'm unmovable. We need that guy.
Yeah.
And y'all got to be willing to pay for that. And our problem is that we ain't even the big name free agents. We treat the cheap free agents bad. The blessings that come in here. We get an Evans and we act like he don't exist.
Right.
For Clark, as he playing bad.
Right
like,
now, Alvin Cook.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook, he getting that bastard
what's up,
treatment.
yeah.
And it's that bastard versus sons. It's where they, for budget purposes, they always trying to overcompensate these draft guys. And it's even to the point where Will McClay said it. He said if we pick them, we have to play them.
Right.
Yep.
But Jerry went all out for Tony Romo. Dak took over that team that Tony Romo had, but it seemed like Jerry would do anything. It seemed like Jerry would do anything for Tony, in my opinion. He don't treat Dak the same as he treated Tony.
I'd agree with that, but I don't see a whole bunch of weapons he went and got Romo. Because at one point, Romo, eight and eight, we was dealing with what we dealing with at receiver right now, kind of.
Yeah. He had an offensive line though.
Yeah, they did go out and spend some money on the offensive line. I'll give them that. And they also had to go and draft. I think they had a couple formulas when it came under Romo. And Romo also got scrutiny, but I feel you though. He treated Romo like
he treated like a
Romo going to suite, that can't go in the suite. We'll just say that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I tell you the biggest thing that came out of that Sean and RJ interview to me with Jerry is they got him to say, I'll take a look at it. That was the biggest thing. Is because they was asking him about your all-season, all-in plan. How's it going? And he was angry about that because he bet on these young red shirts. So the fact to me that he said, I'll look at it, is to me a prime opportunity for Cowboy Nation to present some smart solutions. You see what I'm saying? To start pushing stuff out there that he could take a look at. One thing that I always wanted to get people to when I was negotiating and trying to get extra things, when I was negotiating with management and stuff and corporate stuff, I always just wanted, okay, I'll look at your proposal. I always wanted that because if I could get you to look at the proposal, the next step is we can talk about the proposal. And if we can potentially talk about the proposal, I could potentially close you on it. You see what I'm saying? So he kind of starting to open the door to being open to just being all about drafting and we got to play these guys. That's why, in my opinion, we got to be focused on smart solutions and not just rage content, anger, and just different things. We got to be focused on this and a smart one. Like, all right, this is what they hearing from the fans. They hearing they want DT and they want a quality DT, right? It's because now we presenting that. Now he'll say, okay, I'm open to that because the way we did it didn't work. Because he said, I'm gonna take a look at our decisions.
Right. Angry, you have some. You have something, Angry?
Yeah. My homie from the channel, Carlito Cash, he sent me something on TikTok, and it was a video, and I just want to get y'all guys' perspective on this real quick. Do you think this is a two-part question? Do you think Jerry Jones has say in the scheme and in the play calling when it comes to the Cowboys? And if so, do you think that could be the reason why we're losing so bad at home?
I'll let you go first, boss.
Yes, and I did a breakdown of this week where I showed that Mike McCarthy, they asked him, what did you do to turn things around after the bye last year? Now, if I asked all of y'all would know what it is. You talked to Dak. Dak talked to you about being vertical like y'all was in the in training camp, and you listened, which also mean they opened it up. But what did Mike McCarthy say? He used it as an opportunity. He said this: we got to have real tough conversations, right? And we got to talk about it. Like, did we get too aggressive this game and try to get in a shootout with Detroit? That's specifically talking to Steven and Jerry. The way that you know that is because on the fan, Steven came out and said, we felt like we could shoot it out with them. So that shows you that they had say in that game plan, and Mike McCarthy didn't agree with it. And at the end of it, when they got smoked, he was like, okay, we need to have this conversation, which sounds like he did it their way first, let it fail, and then was like, can we talk now? Which is what he used to do with Kellen Moore. Okay, we did your option routes. Can we talk now? So their fingerprints is on game plans all day one. Yeah. Number two, I would just say this and I'm done. On the home game things, I said this last night. I forgot to talk about how to turn this around. All of y'all go feel me on this. They got to treat away games like home games. It's already been reported by Michael Irvin that they no longer stay at that hotel at the Omni anymore together, that they let them stay home and then just show up to the stadium. I'm telling you, as somebody who played Division I football, that's a bad idea to have somebody 21, 22, 23 that's making a 500,000, 600,000 and up with that much freedom. Boys is gonna be doing too much. I'm telling you that right now. And some of your guys gonna be responsible, but then you gonna have other guys that feel like they're invincible and they go push the limit. They go stay out to 3 a.m. They go do all kind of. They gonna be having this. It's the White House. I'm telling y'all right now. When they at home, I guarantee it's some players that got it like the White House before game day. I guarantee you, because that's why they coming in flat and get hit in their mouth. I guarantee you some of that is hanging over. Some of that's gonna be some coke. Some of that's some weed. Some of that is you just bust 3 of them. I guarantee you that. You gotta lock up grown men and make them think about football. You don't give them freedom the day before a game because they go take their freedom.
Absolutely.
I want to say something after you go, DMV.
Go ahead, DMV.
Yeah. So I got to get ready to go after I say this point, but I absolutely believe that Jerry has some say in the scheme, and it's because of the past 5 offensive coordinators that we had. And I've said this multiple times, and I'll keep saying it. We've had the same issues with every last one of them: separation, innovation. We're always behind the buck when it comes to where the league has moved. And I believe, and I truly believe this now. People used to say, Jerry's coaching the team. And I'm like, nah, that sounds stupid. But now that I think about it, he might just hand a playbook or something over and say, this is what you got to work with right here so that I understand what we're doing. Because if you listen to Jerry go on 105 through the fan, and boss, you chime in on this and tell me if I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
Does Jerry go on there like he is a coach, or does Jerry talk as if he's an owner slash
He's not like a
GM.
coach, man.
Exactly. So they know the game plans. They know everything that's going on. It's micromanaged.
Mhm.
They
Right.
got to know everything down to the T because Jerry wants to be in control of what it is that he can present to
Right.
the fans about the team. So he's
Right.
got to know. And if he doesn't know, then you get him flustered like he has been when they
Right.
ask him questions he don't want to answer.
Right. Hey, DMV. Before you go, I want to say something to you real quick. Right. Just on that point, real quick. I don't know about how he giving them the playbook, but this is what I do know. We went over there to Pittsburgh. We had a decent running game. We just call it 100 yards. It was 89, 90 yards. We had a good running game with Rico. I think Zeke comes out and says, I need more touches or whatever. I don't think he meant it in a bad way, but it went crazy. I think Jerry had his hand in that. Hey, Mike, Zeke. You know what I'm saying?
I think so too.
You know what I mean?
But
Mike.
I don't think it went down like everybody else think it went down. I think just like everybody else, when it got down to that goal line carry and Rico fumbled that ball, tell me y'all didn't say, why wasn't Zeke in at that moment? I think that's how it went down.
Yeah.
I brought him here for a reason, and you ain't even using him. That's how I think it went down. And I think that they don't have a problem with Zeke being the scapegoat there. That's one thing I'll say about Jerry. Don't like when the finger's pointed at him, but he don't have a problem with it being pointed at other players. So that's how I think it went down though.
Salute to you, man. Salute to you, man. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, appreciate y'all.
Yeah, guys, I got to get out of too, man. I got to go pick up my sons. But
all right, man. Appreciate
so Angry, we got each other number now, man. And make sure you pass on my number, and we gonna make sure we do more content going forward, guys. I really appreciate the invite. And thank y'all for really blessing the channel, man. It was awesome, bro. I really appreciate it. Okay, fellas.
Thank you, man. Thank you, boss, for real.
All right, G. I'll holler at y'all.
All right, G. Peace.
That was boss, man.
That was a good one, man. That was good facts over feelings right there. I like that episode, man. I like that episode. But as y'all can see, Cowboys Nation, I left a comment on them. I left a comment on the screen. Tamika, it's awesome seeing brothers come together and have conversations as a unit. Great content. How about them boys? And this is what this was about. For me, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for Sports Junkie, this is what this was about, to bring people together. Because this content creation space, when I came in it last year, I'm no Diddy, but when I came to the space last year, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to talk to. The only thing I knew how to do was to press record and upload. It was people like DMV. It was people like Boss Cowboys, people like Keystone Cowboys, Law Nation, J Talk, Cowboys Fan Talk, Mark Holmes. If I'm missing your name, like Law says, charge it to the head, not the heart.
Yeah, and this is an invitation to all them other content creators out there. We want to link up with all y'all, man. That's what this is going to be about. Even some of the people in the chat that don't agree with us, this is facts over feelings. So you can come up and say whatever you want to say, but as long as it's respectful. You don't got to agree with us, though. But this is invite, man. We're going to be doing this a lot. Y'all get used to it.
Real talk. And I'm going to call you out right here. Cowboys Fan Talk. We want you up here. We got DMV. We got Keystone up here. J Tuck, we want you up here. Law Nation, we want you up here.
Big Game James.
Big Game James, we want you up here. Game Time Brian, we want you up here. All the Cowboys content creators that have that one goal. I don't care if they rock with Dak Prescott or if they don't rock with Dak Prescott. We all got that one goal, and that's to bring the Lombardi Trophy back to the DFW. If you have that goal, we want you on here.
Dak Attack 2. We rock with Dak Attack 2.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
Dak Attack 2.
My bad. My bad. I can't.
Dak Attack, if you watching, hey, man, we still want to work, man. Dak Attack 2.
Of course.
Y'all ain't subscribed to his channel. Y'all probably already is, though, Yeah, but if you're not, go subscribe to his channel.
They subscribe to his channel.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, just in case, you know what I mean? But if they not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he got to tell them to subscribe to our channel.
Yeah. Hey, my 2 cents, Ice Cold Cowboys, JVB Boy, Keith Dalis. Come on, man. Y'all can all come up sometime too. David Watson.
Of
Hey
course.
man, the invitation is always open. Keystone, you already know what time it is with you, man. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Jesse Riley.
But for real though, real talk, man, it felt like I was in here with stars, dude. like like I was in Hollywood.
You're in
Like,
church, huh? You're in church
damn,
listening to the gospel, man.
like for real, man. Like
Listen to the gospel.
I've had a couple people, pop in, a couple people here and there, but damn, we had celebrities in the house. And yes, Keith Davis, you are absolutely right. We do too. We
Yeah,
rock
we
with
rock
Dak
with him.
Prescott. I
We
mean, we
rock
rock
with
with Dak Attack heavy.
Yeah, I do.
Love his channel.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, love his channel, love his content, love his passion. Like Dak Attack is he's that dude. And I told him, like, when I messaged him, I was like, when you go live, it's live. It's something to behold. You know what I'm saying?
Salute to you too, JB. Hey, AMP. Hey, man, let's work.
Who's saying let's
work,
work?
man.
Oh,
Hey, the link is in the chat.
Amp.
The link is in the chat.
Amp was one of the first people like I worked with, because it was big time and Amp was in there, and we had, boy, it went from the Cowboys to a prayer session, and dude, I left that live feeling good.
DMB said, hit me, I'll be back. Hey man, whenever, man.
Yo, for real. But we are gonna get out of here, Cowboys Nation. It was a ride, and hopefully, I know Dak Attack said that he was going to be going live at 4:00. So once y'all get out of here, make sure y'all go check out Dak Attack, check out his live, and give y'all support to him. The Cody Show, we also do have to do something with him as well. And I want to get Angie on here. Angie went on live. Huh?
Cody Show, he has a YouTube channel too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We want to get Cody Show up here. And Angie, you came on live and I wasn't here. So you got to come back again in the next episode.
Hey, I told her she got to come up, man. She did though. Hey, salute to Angie. She did come up, man. We want all y'all though, man. We want to get the opinion of the fans.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying? Of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, sir. But with that being said, y'all know how I'm gonna end all these lives moving forward. I gotta call Jerry Jones.
Dumbass boy.
All right, y'all. This has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan and sports junkie. We out of here. Peace.
We gotta give facts over feeling. Angry Cowboys fan and sports junkie straight chilling. If you want that raw and uncut with them Cowboys facts, put your comment in the chat, cause you know we'll talk back. Leave the hating at the door and just chill with the vibe. And if you with it, hit the like button and subscribe. If facts over feeling.